Welcome to Law and Property with Dr. Prince Joel, Nigeria's practical real estate law podcast for property buyers, investors, diaspora Nigerians, landlords, tenants, and real estate entrepreneurs. Dr. Prince Joel is a legal entrepreneur, property consultant, dispute resolver, author, and real estate investment coach. On this podcast, he breaks down real estate law, land ownership, title verification, tenancy rights, inheritance, due diligence, property transactions, and dispute resolution in plain English. No jargon, no textbook talk, just practical legal knowledge to help you protect your money, your property, and your future. Need legal help with your property? Dr. Prince Joel provides property verification, title searches, dispute resolution, and transaction protection. Book a consultation at drprincejowel.com/consultation. Call or WhatsApp +234 803 486 9295 or +234 802 055 0410. Subscribe now on YouTube and Spotify. Law and Property with Dr. Prince Joel. Protecting properties, preserving peace, preventing loss.
Echo 100.7. Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7. The fresh news people.
Imo State, are you ready? Are you a landlord, tenant, a developer, a real estate investor, an agent, or a lover of property? If yes, tune into Law and Property with Dr. Prince Joel every Tuesday at 9 o'clock a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Here are the details of what to expect on the program. 1. All you need to know about real estate investment, development, and documentation. 2. The legal roadmap to property ownership and acquisition. 3. Eagle eye due diligence. 4. Land dispute, how they start, how they escalate, and how they are resolved. 5. Demolitions, notices, and your rights. 6. Tenants, landlords, developers, and communities. 7. Life scenarios, real stories, practical solutions. This program is not just informative, it is preventive, it is protective, it is empowering. Dr. Prince Joel is a real estate investment coach, a property consultant, property resolver, and arbitrator. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at exactly 9 o'clock a.m. to 9:30 a.m. every Tuesday. This program is proudly sponsored by Prince Joel Real Estate Academy Limited. Law and Property with Dr. Prince Joel, protecting properties, preserving peace, preventing loss.
Echo FM.
All right, good morning and welcome. It's Law and Property live here on Echo FM 100.7 of K, a program that you need to know all about land, property, and of course, even when you want to jackpot. Welcome aboard, people. We've got our regular, of course, the one and only Dr. Prince Joel on the line this morning. Good morning and welcome, Dr. Prince Joel.
Hey, good morning, Barry. Good morning, Imo Light, listening to me and to us this day. Good morning to Nigerians. Barry, how are you today?
I'm fine. Welcome aboard. How about it now?
Great. Well, buddy, good. Fresh energy, good start,
Yeah. All right, yes. So today we will be taking a look at the right to a habitable living space. I guess a landlord will give you a house even to live there, blessing a pig house and all those kind of things, and they allow the place to be dilapidated. So today, Dr. Prince Joel is going to be taking us around those trips. How does it feel like living in a house and then they beat you inside your house? Dr. Prince Joel, what does it
we see that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, good morning once again to all our listeners and lovers of this program. Very soon, Barry, will you do giveaway for this program? Very soon.
No be smarting.
For those that have been very consistent and following this program. And I'm sure that this program has, helped a lot of people, blessed a whole lot of people. So this morning, we will look at the right to a habitable living space. I will start by, doing the necessary introduction, laying the foundation, and Barry will take the questions.
All right.
So it is important to know that every tenant has a fundamental right, to a habitable living space. It is not just a right, it is a fundamental right. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
Very fundamental that you have a right to a habitable living place. A place that is safe, a place that is secured, a place that is fit for human habitation. And let me say this, on my book, I wrote it in chapter 4 of the landlord and tenant book. Like I keep saying, every landlord and every tenant should have a copy of this book. For those who sell books in bookshops, I will make arrangement to see that we send some of these books to those bookshops. This should be a handbook for everybody. Every lawyer need a copy of this book because it's a quick one that you can make reference to. Every property agent, property consultant, real estate developer, you need a copy of this book. So back to what I was saying. A place that is safe, a place that is fit for human habitation. Now I must say that the right is essential. Not just essential, it is essential because a home is not just where you call shelter. You know what I mean? Yes, it's not just where you call a shelter. It directly affects your health, your well-being. Yeah, it affects your well-being and the dignity of even the occupants. Are you understanding? Now, in Nigeria, the right to habitable housing is protected under various laws and regulations. Number one, tenancy laws of different states. It's inscribed there. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, 1999, as amended, you'll find it there. The Land Use Act, 1978, you'll find it there. International treaties like the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights clearly establishes these things and describes these things in the various laws. A tenant in Abuja took the landlord or sued the landlord for renting out a flat with no functional toilets, forcing the tenant to use an outdoor pit latrine. Guess what? The court ruled that the landlord violated the tenancy right to dignity and ordered compensation. As I speak, a lot of people in Imo State are using toilets, are using buckets, are using what they call pit latrine. Are living in houses that the roof is leaking, and a whole lot. But I'll allow you to take the question. And a whole lot, and they feel it is normal. And the landlord is comfortable collecting money, increasing rent in those houses. How can you be increasing rent in houses that are dilapidated? Some people, the roof don't tear into two. Some, the window don't go off. Some, they don't get good toilets. They battle with infection. They battle with different manner of sicknesses on a daily basis. And somebody is busy collecting rent. The tenants are helpless because they don't know what to do. They don't even have access to a lawyer. No, they won't talk of access to government. The commissioner for environment may not even be aware of what is happening. It's terrible. And so this morning we're addressing it. Barry, you have the floor.
All right, thank you very, very much. That's set the tune for. I mean, this is a very important issue because a lot of tenants live in the very, very uninhabitable places. But definitely, let's ask some few technical questions here that are very important. First, Dr. Prince Joel, that right you're talking about, if you are owing landlord and the landlord refuse to fix his house, does that right apply?
Take it again. If you are owing
landlord, I know why I'm starting from here. If you are owing a landlord, for instance, your rent has expired maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you didn't pay, and the house is dilapidated, kind of, and you refuse to pay the rent, insisting the landlord must fix the house before you pay the rent, and the landlord is saying, if you don't pay, pack out. What in that case? What should the tenant do?
No, there's exception to it.
Okay.
The tenant cannot be living in dilapidated building and wait till your rent expire before you start to cry.
Okay.
You don't make any sense.
Okay.
But if the dilapidation and the bad nature of the house happen while your rent is subsisting, and you are using it as a defense to renew your rent, then you may have an argument.
Okay.
Because you don't pay, landlord chop money, you don't repay anything. You want me you pay again, make it chop the money, make it not repair. So if you choose to withhold the rent based on that, then there must be a foundation to establish that. Even though holding rent is totally different from repairs. Now, repairs is different from moving into a dilapidated building or a building that is not habitable. They are two different things.
All right.
I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yeah. I wanted us to start with that so that we can clarify certain things.
So you owe your rent and you're now using issue of unhabitable like this thing. You're not going to make any sense now. You got to pay your rent to be justifiable to hold the landlord for that.
Okay.
That even falls under repair, not even unhabited building. From the beginning, if it is unhabited and you pay the rent and landlord promising will repair, no do them, and they can't collect the second rent, you can raise that argument, you can raise that defense.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so does this right to property, right to habitable space, does it apply only to properties rented or even the ones owned if you own the property?
Okay, now it applies to both. First and foremost, the duty is mainly on the landlord if it is a rented property. If it's a rented property, the duty is mainly on the landlord. Now, if the house is uninhabitable due to the landlord's neglect, the tenant can withhold rent.
Okay.
Are you understanding? The tenant can repair. The tenant can deduct, or the tenant can terminate the tenancy depending on the state the state where this is happening.
Okay.
Are you understanding that?
Yeah.
If it is a rented property, but you must lay the foundation. Not be say the thing because you don't want pay rent, you begin to raise this as an excuse. No,
Okay.
the law will not protect you. But if it's an ongoing thing and all of a sudden this happens, yes, you can go to court and withhold the rent. You can also initiate a repair and sort it out with the landlord. You can also work out a deduction which you repair. Now, and you can as well, rents can also be terminated. You understand?
Okay.
Now, if it is owned property, you don't have a landlord to sue. I don't know if you're getting my point.
Yeah.
You are the landlord now,
So you go sue yourself.
You go sue yourself. But you are protected by building codes. For example, where they use building codes in Abuja, environmental laws and public health laws. Your neighbor can report yourself, say your building, they constitute nuisance in your own building and all of that. Drag you to those days in some states where Ministry of Health they work, public health they work. They will serve you notice. You know that. So if your neighborhood's actions make your home uninhabitable, you can sue for nuisance. So if now you now be landlord and your neighbors now they make your own house inhabitable or unhabitable, you feel bring an action. If your own house they make your neighbors them feel very uncomfortable, they can bring an action against you.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense. Now, before I move to this other question, there's something you said that really caught my attention. If you are owing or the landlord, probably you are staying in that house for maybe a couple of years, and the house now gets bad. And in that sense, and the landlord refused to make any repairs. Maybe you have stayed there for 5, 6, or even 10 years, and at the end of the day, there are so many defected areas of the house. Maybe the wall is cracked, the pipes are broken. We're not talking about windows and all those ones are you that destroyed it. I'm talking about major structural defect of the house. The roof is leaking and all that. And the landlord refuses to fix it. First, what do you do? And secondly, what is the next legal law line of action?
Yeah, what you do is to write the landlord and demanding that he should come and fix the defects in the property. Have documentary evidence. Write the landlord and ask him to do the.
So verbal talk is not advisable.
No, there's no. You can't rely on verbal talk. So you have to reduce it in writing, either through your lawyer or you write yourself.
Okay.
And write to the landlord and tell the landlord to do the needful. And if the landlord refuses, you do another reminder. Once you've done subsequent reminders and the landlord refuses, two things will happen. Number one, you may choose to withhold the rent. Now, if you choose to withhold the rent, the landlord will go to court to evict you. If the landlord goes to court to evict you, you can bring a counter claim against the landlord. That's one. And say landlord and tenant, once you are landlord, then they fight. Just know, say your time for that house. It
For
expired,
that
it
to
didn't
go.
count.
Mhm.
So the only thing you need to do now is to start planning for your exits. But while you're planning for your exits, there are so many legal actions, so many legal things that you can do.
Okay.
I always believe in ADR. I always believe in talking things over. You understand? When it's only a landlord that is not reasonable that will give you a deaf ear, but a reasonable landlord will reason and come to terms with you. Unfortunately, most of the landlords that we see today are terrible things. Very few of them are decent, okay? But I'm just trying to say that in a situation like that, you do a communication and ask the landlord to do the needful. Okay, a lot of people will use that to drag rents. And of course, once you didn't drag rent, just be ready, landlord will drag you to court to recover his premises. The thing is that same court tussle and court fights can actually be resolved on a roundtable discussion where both parties are sincere to themselves.
Okay. Now, if such damages like roof leakages and all that cause damages to your property in the house due to the landlord reluctance, because so many people may want to stay where they have stayed, parking and looking for new place. One is more expensive. Two, you lose a lot of things when you're parking and stuff like that. The person decides that he wants to stay there, and maybe the rain and damages his property, mattress, television, electronics, and all those. What can the tenant do?
That's where the issue of claim comes in. Now, the only authority, the only body that has the power to entertain landlord and tenant crisis, it's the courts. You understand? It's the courts. The police cannot even come into landlord and tenant matter. For the landlords and for the tenants that are using police to solve landlord and tenant issue, it's absolutely wrong. Except there is a criminal act already committed.
Yeah.
You understand? But we know Nigerian police now, they will always create criminality even in civil matter.
When you know they exist.
They will just say, they use the word conduct likely. And you could take and enter the matter. You get the conduct likely.
It's not, but it's likely to.
However, in a strict landlord and tenant situation, police not get a role to play there. You get the point. Parties should go to court. Then I will always advise alternative dispute resolution. Okay, I'm an expert in ADR. I will always advise that when that one fails, then you can now go to court. But in a situation where your property, you shouldn't wait for your property to get beaten by rain. If the situation gets very, very bad, you can actually step in and protect your property and put the cost together and take the matter to court. But you must communicate to the landlord. You must bring the notice of the landlord. You must do video, keep documentary evidences that these are the efforts that you made, yet the landlord ignored you. So that when you go court, you will get evidence and all of that to tender, and the court will listen to you.
All right.
Now, very, very important. Please, I am not giving a legal advice on radio. I am not. If you want to get a legal advice, please contact your lawyer. Contact your lawyer for an advice. Me as a consultant, if you want to seek an advice in all what I am saying on radio, please officially contact me, reach me on phone and seek for a formal advice, opinion. You get the point now. If you go rely on what I talk on radio, go out and the thing backfire on you, I will be indemnified. This is Barry, am I communicating?
Yeah. You're not protecting yourself as well.
I'm protecting myself. So somebody go slap landlord. Say that if my landlord is busy, I should slap him. I no advise you, please.
All right, thank you.
I no advise anybody anything. No,
let's keep going. So, what are the landlord's defenses in case maybe some repairs need to be made and stuff like that?
What is the landlord's defenses now? Damages, one of them could be that damages was caused by the tenant or their guest. So landlord can come up with a defense, say, hey, this way they talk now, and I spoil them or not be me spoil them. That kind of thing. The tenant may also refuse access to make, repairs. That could also be a defense of the landlord. Now, I think they teach landlord, I need the advice, so I just teach you. Tenant refuses access to make, repairs. You could even say that the defect is minor or was, disclosed before the lease. If you say even before you move into the property, say hey, this thing. It could also be a case of force majeure. Maybe not fire, not cause, maybe not flood. Say they caused by the landlord. That kind of a thing.
So in that wait, if hold on now, you don't go start with it because probably now. If there's a fire outbreak by a tenant, probably from gas leakage, and there is some kind of structural defect to the house, who's going to repair that?
You don't go blame landlord now. You see, that is why in civil society, in civil organization, better places, they insure property. The landlord will insure the external part of the property. The tenant will insure the internal part. So when things like that happen, insurance will come
but
and just pay
if a landlord doesn't put sprinklers, water sprinklers to quench fire in the house, and there's a fire outbreak,
before you move into the house, say those provisions are not there, and I wasn't part of the offering.
Okay.
You get the point. Now, if I move into a big house, now based on the things the landlord provide, now I go the ones with me I need, I go now have to fix them.
All right, that answers that. So, in a country like Nigeria, where we say housing a big issue, there's a very big issue on housing in Nigeria. Is there a constitutional right to housing in Nigeria, not like existing on paper, but for real?
Okay, whether there is a constitutional right to housing in Nigeria? Well, the 1999 Constitution, as amended, does not directly guarantee a right to housing. It does not directly, understand my English, it does not directly guarantee a right to housing. But Section 17(2)(d), Section 17(2)(d) of the 1999 Constitution as amended, states that the state should ensure suitable and adequate shelter for its citizens. Are you understanding that?
They use the word should, not shall.
Should, not shall. Should ensure suitable and adequate shelter for citizens. The right is mainly enforced through tenancy laws. That's where you see the right being enforced. Through building regulations and common law contracts or contract and principles. I don't know if I communicate that very well.
Well, you did. Well, I just want our listeners to hear. Our government not prepare for shelter for us at all. Man, I just calm down.
You just say that ensure suitable and adequate shelter.
And only tenancy.
So
where you feel parents?
What is adequate is now what you need to interpret. What is suitable is what you have to interpret.
According to your pocket. No, Allah. Okay, so how does this relate to property sales?
Well, if you're buying a property, the seller must disclose material defects.
Okay.
So you buy, that's where due diligence come in.
Okay.
In the course of due diligence, you ask questions, requisitions. You understand? So if you're buying a property, the seller must disclose material facts. If they hide a defect, that makes the property uninhabitable, you can claim misrepresentation or breach of contract.
Okay.
Are you understanding? A buyer's remedy is usually, recession or damages, not even specific performance.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm communicating.
Yeah, you do. You are communicating.
So when a buyer's remedy is usually rescission or damages, not even a specific performance. So in a situation where they fail to disclose that from the beginning, you can bring an action or a claim for misrepresentation or breach of contract.
All right. Finally, before we go, if we have any of this, where can you get help? I know. Where can you seek out help or redress or address or whatever?
They have different tribunals. Because I'm speaking, I run an ADR center, okay, where we resolve properties. So the first thing first is that if we get such problem, I will refer you to our foundation where we can sit and see how we can resolve this matter. Outside that, I will say we have what they call the state rental tribunal. We have the tribunals. You can go there and seek help. We have the magistrate court. We have the magistrate court. You have the high court, who handles property disputes.
Okay.
You have different committees and all of that. You have legal aids. You have legal aid counsel if you can't afford the services of a lawyer. So you can take that. In Abuja, they have the property and tenancy law, which specifically addresses this issue. In Imo State, we also have that, even though it has not been repealed, it has not been amended, it's still the old law, so you can take through all that. But I will always advise to explore ADR before you start going to court.
Okay. Great, everybody. All right, for our listeners out there, if you have a question, I'll take one or two questions before we call it a wrap. We only have 5 more minutes of this program. So, if there's a question, please do call us now, 0911-20,022. And of course, before we go today, Dr. Prince Joel, how far?
Yeah.
The space today for Poland, but let's take this caller first. How they come? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
I greet you all.
Welcome.
I want to ask I don't know his name, the question. I'm a landlady.
Okay.
Now, my house, I don't live there.
Okay.
I have a 7 flat with gates, everything. The tenants live there.
Okay.
Now, the Sockaway has problem. They say to me, I said, okay, I don't live there. Now, what do you want me to do? The Sockaway sink, not evacuation. Get me right.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Like,
oh, your line is breaking now. Your line is breaking. I can't hear the remaining part of what you said.
The oldest tenant there is 14 years.
Okay.
They said if it is to evacuate the waste, it is their right. But when the Sockaway now has fallen, it will need materials, a block, cement, rod to repair it, that I will be involved. I said, okay, let me inquire. Is it because I don't live there?
I understand your question now. Dr. Prince Joel, there's a very important question here. A landlady is asking, she's saying, are you with me?
Yes.
She's saying that she's a landlady, she has a house, she doesn't live there. People have been living there. The oldest tenant there has been there for 14 years. And now the Sockaway is damaged. And they said if it is just to evacuate the feces, they can do that. But now that the Sockaway, which is a structural defect, according to them, is bad, the landlady will come in. And she says she wants clarification on that. Can you help her out?
Okay, so I will just give her my number to reach out to me for proper advice. And the number is 080. Because if I give her the advice now, somebody now will go take the advice, go work on the advice, and Wahala go boss.
Okay, no Wahala.
So 080-2055-0410. I'll take it again. 080-2055-0410. Now, as we wrap up and sign out, I would continue to create awareness and update for things where they happen. For those who want to relocate, Lagos is available for relocation, Barry. You can relocate to Lagos. Abuja is available for relocation. You can relocate to Abuja. If you don't like Owerri again and you want to change, Lagos, Abuja is available for you to relocate. Having said that, we will help you relocate to Lagos. On a serious note, Barry, we'll help you relocate to Lagos. We'll help you relocate to Abuja for a better living, in a good livelihood. Having said that, Poland is still recruiting. Portugal is still recruiting. Serbia is my best among all of them because the stress not too much on Serbia. The visa are not too much. So Serbia is my top country as I promote relocation and work provision. Explore Europe. Canada don't deny you severally. You should be tired. US don't knock you apako. You should be tired. UK don't bounce you bounceable. You should be tired. So why don't think of other avenues that are flying? Am I communicating, Barry?
My phone line is buzzing like no tomorrow. I promise to take 2 calls. Let me just take 1 call before we call it a wrap. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Cosmos.
Yeah, Emma, good morning and welcome.
Yes, as you said, it's someone that got from Witten Street, where.
Okay.
So, good morning.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, you see, there's this story
What?
of a landlord who gave instructions to his tenant that nobody should use hard drugs in his premises, as the tenant will be executed.
Okay.
It happened that he quitted one of the tenants because of that. But after some time, it happened that his own son came back. A secondary school, a teenager came back with secondary school care with his friend. Inside the compound and the smoking hard drugs. The tenant at which his corner is smoking the drug warned him, he didn't listen, and he reported the matter to the father. The father didn't take it serious. And when the situation got worse, the tenant had to go and report the boy to the police. The police came and picked the boy up and detained the boy. Now the tenant is trying to quit, the landlord is trying to quit the tenant because he said that he called police on his son.
Okay, quickly,
So
no time. Quickly.
Yes, and the tenant said that he's not going anywhere because it was the law given by the landlord.
Okay,
So
I get it.
how they are the tenant? How will you look at this case?
All right.
I'm out from which street.
Amma, you can't bring this matter where our time don't finish. Okay, Dr. Dr. Prince Joel is a very interesting one. He's saying that a landlord gave a law in his compound that nobody should take hard drugs in his compound. Hard drugs like Igbo and all those things. Then, one tenant smoked in his house. He evicted the tenant because of that. Then his own son, the landlord's own son, came with living in the house and started smoking and taking those hard drugs. And the tenants now reported to the landlord, and the landlord refused to do a thing about it. He was nonchalant, so the tenant got angry because the thing was affecting him and reported the young man to the police, and the police picked him up. Now the landlord wants to evict that young man for reporting his son. That goes against his own law in the compound. So what should be done in that quickly?
You should get a lawyer and restrain the landlord, enjoy your rent, and carefully move out of the compound because not be your house, you're not going to live there forever. So go get a lawyer, sue the landlord, sue the bag out of the landlord, and restrain him. And police said they're too small now, and NDLA for report the guy too.
Okay.
You see, this is the one they like give advice on radio. Report them to NDLA, go there, mobilize them, they go storm the house. Get evidence against the guy and put them where it's supposed to be. Barry, I wish this our time they reach to talk all these things. Well, please just reach out to me. Have patience. A lot of people have been trying to reach me. My lines are extremely busy. Just do a text message and try to connect with me, and we'll talk of these things. The number again is 080-20 550410. I'll be back to radio on Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Immigration Clinic on radio, where we'll be talking about all the Jakpaism and Jakpaism. You know? So on Friday. And the book is selling for 5,000. Go to our office, 16 Barry Street, and get a copy of this book. And if you want this book to be sent to your bookshop, please reach out to us and let's supply the books to you. It's a must copy for every landlord and every tenant. Hey Barry, we'll continue to preach this gospel until everybody in Imo State will receive this gospel when they preach for this station.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Prince Joel. Our time is up.
Thank you, Barry. Okay. I'll be back again Tuesday and Friday.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for listening to Law and Property with Dr. Prince Joel. We hope this episode helped you better understand your legal rights, property risks, and the decisions that protect your investments under Nigerian law. For legal consultation, property verification, title searches, dispute resolution, or transaction protection, visit drprincejoel.com/consultation. Call or WhatsApp +234 803 486 9295 or +234 802 055 0410. Get Dr. Prince Joel's books and free resources through Linktree/Dr. Prince Joel. Subscribe on YouTube and Spotify so you never miss an episode. Law and Property with Dr. Prince Joel. Protecting properties, preserving peace, preventing loss.